I grew up in apartheid-era South Africa, so white privilege. I have parents who are both teachers. I went to a government school, great facilities, but white kids only. And that's what apartheid was. Apartheid was segregating people according to the color of their skin, their race and ethnicity. So we had every opportunity to play any kind of sports. I was a cricket player, but I played hockey, football, tennis.
But that's not true, right? That you were a double international almost?
No, so yeah, almost. So
it's true.
Because 1992, we got invited back to
India.
In fact, September 91.
For the reintroduction,
And the reason why was because prior to democracy, Dr. Ali Bacher, the CEO, and Krish Makadush, he was, I think, the head of the non-white cricketing body. So every sporting code in South Africa, because of racial segregation, had a white governing body and then a black sporting body. And cricket was the only sporting code that had unified. So they were the United Cricket Board and were invited back. We also had the referendum in South Africa because it was still apartheid in 1992. So during that World Cup in 1992, there was a referendum, and again, only white people in South Africa had the vote. So the minority population had the referendum saying, vote yes to change, so unban the ANC, release Nelson Mandela, or no at the referendum, and we stick with apartheid. Because political and sporting sanctions had been imposed for 30-odd years, and rightly so, to put pressure on the government to make a change. So that is why someone like Makhaya, and unfortunately there's been political freedom for the last 30 years, but still not economic freedom. So I think there'll be a lot of kids who have similar stories to Makhaya, which shouldn't be. That sort of thing should have been rectified in the 30 years since democracy, but it still hasn't been done.
But he's the first black cricketer in that sense.
Yes, correct.
To represent South Africa. So he's a huge role model for a lot of people.
Yeah, massive.
Paul Adams, and there were a couple of others I'm trying to remember.
Herschel Gibbs.
Yep.
Herschel and Paul.
So around the same time.
So Herschel was the first non-white player to play. Omar Henry had played. The World Cup. Omar Henry had played at the World Cup in 1992. He didn't play many games. And then Herschel had come through in the sort of in the late 90s, and then Gogi as well. So Paul. The frog in the blender.
I hope we can show a photograph.
But I tell you what, he's now the spinning coach for Cricket South Africa. With under
the
19
ladies as well.
The ladies.
Anyone have that action?
Unfortunately not. Otherwise, the physio would be very busy. The physiotherapist would be really busy trying to fix that. So
if you
frog
see
in the blender.
The stills of his actual action and the actual delivery. I mean, his body's twisted and contorted. It's so
pretty
unnatural.
interesting.
And then the front leg will be behind your back, facing either way.
Wow. And then you make him the coach. Okay.
No, he's actually and they've done really well. So he obviously again he's got skills that. And it's always interesting because sometimes the best players make the worst coaches, and he's somebody who's certainly, he had an amazing strike rate as a spin bowler.
Yeah.
Wrist spinner or finger, he was still somebody just held the ball in literally two fingers. So, most finger spinners are orthodox, where he was an unorthodox finger spinner.
He's a left arm Chinaman.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't even a Chinaman. No,
he
was a left arm Paul Adams. It was a left arm. Nobody like him. It was
left arm Paul Adams. It wasn't leg spin.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a Chinaman. It was not a left arm, because a Chinaman holds the ball orthodox. Paul held it in his
two fingers.
So his index and his
The thumb.
His thumb. He used his thumb. But he used his thumb.
Then how do you
Like
get
this.
spin? How do you get spin?
Yeah, interestingly. We all still trying to find out.
You look at England.
None of us.
How he destroyed England. Nobody knew what's
full
going
tosses,
on.
long hops. They couldn't hit him. They just didn't know where it was going. What did Zulu used to call it? The low dipping full bunging. Full toss straight out.
Maybe the non-striker could help because he's closer to seeing the action.
No. He was.
How do you guys play him in domestic cricket? You played him in domestic cricket.
Well, fortunately, not really. We were so busy playing international cricket, we didn't play a lot of domestic cricket. And then he got in as a 19-year-old kid. So he wasn't playing domestic cricket anymore. But he bamboozled a lot of us in the nets and opposition on the field. So great guy. But he used to do these funny celebrations. The Cricket South Africa banned him firstly from the head spring, and then he did this worm on the. That looked a bit rude.
What's wrong with the worm? It was sexual. What was it?